Okay, welcome, Rachel.
Hi everybody.
Hi, Rachel here is a licensed financial consultant, and I'm so happy to have you here, Rachel. We have been friends for quite some time, going through some very interesting experience.
Yes, indeed. Yeah,
Yeah,
happy to
and
go ahead.
and I'm so happy that you are going to run one of our mind body
Mm-hmm.
classes in May for our students on financial literacy.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Mm.
correct.
So I
Yep.
give a very short introduction about you, and then I will ask you the questions. Okay.
Yeah.
So to everyone who's watching this right now, Rachel has been a financial consultant for 10 years, and she has a very big heart. In her free time, she volunteers to teach financial education to kids. Okay. So Rachel, I know there's more to you than just this. So please let us know more about you.
Hi everyone. So my name is Rachel, and I have been a financial consultant for more than 10 years. So this is actually going to be my 11th year. And during my free times, yes, I have a son who is actually 3 years old. So other than taking care of him, during working hours when I'm available, I will actually volunteer to teach this financial literacy to students in the school, young kids. That's actually for since last year onwards. And yeah, so I love to learn a lot, and I learn a lot from actually trainings other than work learning. I also actually improve myself by actually going attending for several courses as well. So I believe that like life is actually about learning. Yeah.
Mm.
So
Thanks, Rachel. Mm. So, financial literacy. What is financial literacy, especially for kids?
yes, so financial literacy is actually to teach and advocate a culture and habits for the young kids, whereby they actually know what is earning all about, savings and spending and donating. So there's the class is actually breakdown to actually to let them understand each and different topics, these four topics that you are talking about, and let them have an more in-depth understanding of how they could actually other than earning and spending their money, what are the some of the other things that they can do with the money that
Mm,
they have? Yes.
okay. Okay. Well, what are some of the other things they can do with the money they have, other than
Well,
earning and spending?
other than earning and spending, of course, you look into like savings for them, savings to actually to grow their money. Then, of course, then other than that is that we can do some donation for that. So, of course, in terms of donation, we do teach them to understand that other than actually just donating their money, they could also donate. Like I mean, every Chinese New Year or so, almost every household is donating some things away, which is like their clothes or even their books. There are people who donate that away to give to the less fortunate, and so that they will actually will be able to utilize them. So donating is also inclusive of the time donation as well. So what I'm doing now for the kids are actually donating my time to actually to advocate them and teach them about financial literacy.
Mm, mm. It's so great. It's teaching kids that like to receive and to give in somewhat. It sounds like that to me.
Yes, I agree with
Mm,
you, Juliana. So it's actually to teach the kids to receive the money and how could they actually utilize the money. So we even teach the kids about needs and wants. There may be a question as to why teaching them at such a young age. So as we all know that habits come about when we are young. When my dad first taught me to, save 30% of my earnings, and by then I'm already in my teens, and I was like, that 30% is like I'm so used to spending my money. I mean, before I actually joined this financial industry, so that is like a habit that you really need to cultivate. And because of yeah, being young itself is faster for them to actually to grasp and to understand like what are they using it for. Yes.
mm. So, so then in this case, how young do you think we can start with?
They can
How
start
young do
from
we think? Mm,
7 years old onwards to 12 years old. So actually,
mm,
this is actually a very good golden periods of actually learning. I mean, other than when they are actually from 3 years old onwards, that they are really literally like a sponge. So at least 7 years old, they could understand what do you mean by earn, what do you mean by savings, what do you mean by spending, and what do you mean by donating. So at least they are able to understand, and they are able to understand and know the meaning behind it. So then they could actually, so it will be easier for us to progress in terms of the class-wise also.
Okay. Okay. I thought it's interesting when you speak about 7 to 12 years old and for them to understand the concept of earning money. So around 7 to 12, I'm not sure about you, but um, I wasn't trading my skills for money. It's not like I had a job at that time. So to kids at that age, what is an earning scenario for them? How do they earn the money?
Uh, I remember when I was in primary school, so we do have some fun games with, the boys itself, that we will have some competition, like in the past, how we earn for like books, or like they'll come up with like, okay, so this week I'm going to have like books. So if you all manage to win something and then to do something, and you earn a book up from there. So I remember that was like during my own childhood time. And of course, how we do in terms of like in the class context itself, other than virtual online. So in the class context itself, when I actually share these earnings with the classmates or the students, so they actually have to come up with case scenarios of items that they want to sell to me, and then I have to and sell to the whole class itself. And I will even prompt them questions like, oh, so have you think about actually how much does it cost for renting a space? So what is this amount that you're going to buy in, and how much are you going to sell it for? And do you have any workers that you need to pay? So these are some of the questions that we'll prompt them in class, and it is actually very innovative in a way and creative with their replies. So when you prompt them, they children being children, so they always like, oh, on the spot they can tell me, oh, I'm going to this space is for free, so I'm going to like just have like a do it downstairs at the HDB area, and I'm going to set up my place there. So we'll come up with like, oh, do you know about regulations? So we do ask about more in-depth and more interactive class things in the class itself that will prompt them to think really like a businessman. So what is my cost? And this, in a way, it actually helps to build an idea on them that everything comes with a cost. So they are able to actually to understand, oh, so I need to know what's my cost price, and they need to break down, and they need to tell me how much are they going to sell it for, and whether will they be able to earn a profit out of it. Yeah.
Oh, wow. It sounds like a little business course.
Yes,
as well.
yes, correct. So it's not just about just advocating, and like I may not be like talking throughout the whole class. So there's activities that they need to do in the class context. Yeah.
Okay, great. I want to give a shout out to people who are watching with us today. If you're here and you're a parent, we are talking about smart money habits for kids, financial literacy for kids, and Rachel here teaches that. So if you are watching, please give a comment hi, or just put a like so we know you're here. And if you have some questions, feel free to ask. Right? Rachel is here to answer some of the questions you may have about financial literacy for children. So Rachel, where were we? We were talking about earning and then discussing further about possible ways to earn some money.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay. So now, outside of class context, right? I know these are some of the things that you speak about within the class. Now, outside a class context, let's say if I were a parent, and tomorrow I want to discuss money with my kids, like what can I start with? How can I start to inculcate good mindsets, money mindsets to my kids?
Well, to start off with, for kids wise, you could actually to have like different piggy banks. So one piggy bank is about savings, one piggy bank is about donating, one piggy bank is actually for spending. So in a way, then at the end, of course, it's like, you can also have the chart. I know some of my sis used to actually have this chart for the kids, whereby, oh, if you help out with the housework, if you help out with this, I will give you like a stamp, and at the end of the day, I'll give you a bit more pocket money. And so I remember my nephew, he's a very good saver, and not in a very good way, I would find it that way, even though he's a very good saver. So he don't eat during recess times, and he plays games, everything. Yes. So it's not just about teaching them to make sure that they have money and save up. It's also teaching them that learning about actually consequences, and also learning about their own needs and wants. So playing game is like going for soccer. I think that is a want. So it's about learning, teaching, and communicating with them, because I will say is that children nowadays is very different from children back then when I was young, whereby we are really very okay. My parents say this, I will go ahead and do this. My parents say that, I will go ahead and do that. However, nowadays I find that children, they are more intellectual. Like my boy who is now 3 years old, he can communicate with me and he can tell me what he wants and tell mommy, you buy this for me, mommy, you buy that for me. And I mean, because he is at such a young age, so I may not be able to explain it to him well as to like, no, we don't buy everything. However, what we do when we go out is like, okay, so my son Raphael, I'll say, Raphael, so you choose only one toy, okay? You buy only one, okay? So we are not going to buy more than one for you. So you need to decide what you want. So after he buy once already, and if he decided to change his mind to buy something else, then I'll sit there and I'll explain to him. I say, please do not buy something else because mommy already tell you only buy one. So it's really to teach him to understand that yes, I can give it to him. At the same time, there's also a limit of what we can give as well. And then on top of that is, of course, like then is in the class itself, we'll teach them what is called a need. So what is considered as a need to them and what is considered as a want to them. Like you may say that I want ice cream. However, it is not a must during a recess. Like what you need is actually a proper meal and then versus ice cream. So this is actually the difference that we are actually that I will be teaching in class and in more in depth in details itself. Yeah.
Why do you think it's important for kids to learn it at their age?
This is as we know that Singapore itself, there has been actually a lot of rising debt issues, and that's nobody's fault. Okay, it's a standard of lifestyles that we may be used to, and also at the same time, it's because of standard level of lifestyle that we want to maintain. Okay, like in Singapore itself, I mean, there's no doubt we need to take a loan for like buying a house, for example. Okay, everybody who has CPF, they will actually want to get their own house and they will take a loan for that. So there's no right and wrong with regards to actually to the debts and the lifestyles that everybody is going through. What I would say is that teaching them at young is giving them a life skill, cultivating a habit in them, that this life skill and this habit will go with them all the way even until they are in the adulthood. So I think this is actually rather important. And at the same time itself, I mean, in class itself, I don't just teach them about life skill itself. I teach them about motivational skill as well. There's a lot of dreams and wants and goals that we want to attain in our life, especially at a young age, because we are so innocent and we have huge dreams and goals. Have you ever wondered why would some people fail in getting their goal while some people actually manage to attain their goal?
Well, this is what you discuss.
Yes,
this is what you discuss. Wow, cool.
Yes, because in class itself, we also ask them, so where do you dream of actually going to? And the last school that I taught last year, the students actually been through a lot in their life because the parents are not available for them and not around for them. And so because when the parents are not available and not around for them, they feel neglected and they feel that nobody understands them. And at the same time, it's like so there's I mean, all of us knows about peer pressure, everything, and in class itself, definitely you will face with some form of peer pressure. And like I will tell them, okay, so you have written a dream, stand up and read out what's your dream, what do you want to attain in life. And immediately there's definitely bullying in class, which is not I will not encourage on that. So I always will tell them, I say that I still remember what is your dream, and that kind of like touch them in the next class whereby, oh, teacher, remember what's my dream. And I'll encourage them and say that, it doesn't matter where you are now. It just matters on how much effort that you put into actually to achieve your dream. Yeah. So this is what I share and have fun in my class. Yeah.
Yeah. I can see that like for an adult, the dream of an adult, sometimes it involves some monetary resource to get there. And so
Yes.
I can understand where the financial education comes in. I guess
Yes.
for kids, um, how does that, having the dream, like how do you relate the money part to their dream? Or maybe it's part of the process where it doesn't matter. Like if you can enlighten me a bit about that. How do you relate the money part with their dream?
Like I remember in my very first school that I taught,
Mm.
what happened is that there's this young boy that he dreams of actually buying a condo, and he
Mm.
wants to, yes, and he wants to buy this condo for his mom, and he wants to stay there with his mom. Of course, I mean, we don't probe into the background of the kids that much. However, we'll teach him, so do you know how much does a condominium cost? So what is it that you need to do to be able to earn this kind of money? So these are
Mm.
some of the questions that we will probe them and ask them. So you have a dream. So, and then we'll calculate down into, oh, how much you need to save on a daily basis. Like I have the last class that I taught, there's this young boy, he says he wants to drive a Ferrari, a Lamborghini. I don't put any
Wow.
of these dreams down. Yes,
Wow.
I mean it's their dream, you know. So I
Yep,
don't
yep,
put
it is. Mm.
any of them down, and we'll teach them. Okay, so how long does it take for you to achieve this dream?
Mm.
Okay, and the previous school I taught, because the parents are not that well to do, so it will be like, so when you give them the idea, oh, actually, if you save like $10 a day, how much could you save in a month, and then how much could you save in long run, and how long does it take for you to reach your goal? They will be very they will be like very excited and say, oh, actually it takes me so fast to reach my goal, which they never thought about. They only dream about what they want. So now it's
Mm.
really like just like doing a goal, and then you break down your small little goals into steps, and then telling you what you need to do on a daily basis. If you're able to actually to do it on a daily basis, you will be able to actually to achieve your dream.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
kids have such a great head start, don't they?
Yes, they definitely
Right?
have such a great head
Yeah.
start.
They have the years in front of them, which adults, may lack. And
Yes,
from
I
the age
agree
of,
on.
let's say, 7 up to 20, that's already a lot of years. That's already 13 years head start.
Yes, correct. And
Mm.
that is like, I mean, versus to someone who is of this, I mean, of my age itself, is a lot of difference. So that's why
Mm.
I really have a lot of passions to actually to advocate what I have learned over the years, and
Mm.
over the years, the mistakes that I've actually gone through, to actually to advocate and to share with these young kids. And hopefully one day, when they think back, they'll say, oh, actually someone spoke to me about this before. You know,
Mm.
because in a way, we may actually move on with life, not remembering. However, whatever that is actually spoken in between us, in our deep conscious minds, we will definitely will be able to remember that. And that it
Mm.
will actually will be able to actually to help with the applications of actually to the kids as well. And
Mm.
eventually it will be actually even much better for them. Yeah, so
Mm.
it's like when I first started off all my trainings itself, I actually was teaching in my champs. And why I thought went back to my champs was because I myself also learned a lot from them. And it was because of what I learned, and the messages that the teachers give everything, that actually helped me to push through all my years here.
Mm. 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 Yeah, I was it's silent for a bit because I know you. So
Yes.
so I'm just honoring that
Okay.
that growth I'm just honoring the growth that you had.
Thank you.
Is what I want to say. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Um, yeah. So I'm just wondering, so at least in my experience, right, growing up, I've not had that much of a conversation about money, at least when I was young. Certainly not when I was in uh, primary or elementary school, and not so much in secondary school. So, do you think parents should be talking about their own financial plans with kids? Do you think? What do
mm,
you think?
I feel that I don't mind, especially because I mean one of our learning ground is actually our parents itself. So I admire what my dad has built up over the years, and if given a chance, yes, I definitely would like to learn a lot from him and understand like what how has he actually worked so hard to actually to build for the whole family itself. So yeah, so to learn, I mean, of course, to teach them in a way whereby they can all understand, and it will makes a lot of difference as well. Yeah. So like I mean, after I shared on my Facebook that I'm going for live today, one of my clients actually messaged me and says that, so Rachel, you are teaching this. Could you actually teach me because I have issues myself? I was like, okay, I'm teaching young kids, so I don't know how to teach you at the moment. So I told him, I said, I can teach your children to the best of my knowledge. And then at the same time, I told him, and he quoted me some example. He says that, wow, you see, I when it comes to making a decisions of what color to buy for my kids, okay, so there may be actually this one item and there's actually like two different colors because the kids can't decide, and then he'll just buy both of the items. Yeah. However, after being going for courses itself, I mean, Juliana, both of us have went through quite a fair bit of courses. So I'm sure that you're aware that in terms of courses itself, it's about actually also allowing and empowering the children to make their own decisions. Because imagine, okay, now they're 7 years old to the age of 12, okay, to even after, okay, we are all making decisions for them. However, by the time that they are 21, who will they come back to make a decision for? Or like, I can't decide what I want. So I will come back to you, mommy, daddy, I need help. I don't know what to buy. I can't decide what this clothes to buy or this color or that color. However, by empowering the kids since they are young with the ability to make their own decision is actually giving them power. Yeah, and then and we all learn from mistake. Okay, there's a fair bit of things that I would like to protect my son with as well. Okay, as a mom, there's also a fair bit of part of me is that I also knows that he needs to grow. So to me, I always tell my son since he's young, he says that, okay, if you make a mistake and something happened to you, okay, it's fine, okay, never mind. Mommy is always here for you. You can come back to me. So that is the kind of relationships that I want to build with my boy. And also in terms of like color choosing. So even like, so my whole family has to adopt with my way of teaching my son. Like, okay, like for example, vitagen. What color fish is the one that you want to drink? What color is it? And I did even try to say, can you drink the other color? He said, no. I said, mommy, I only want that. So I respect his decision because that is his favorite color and he likes it. Okay, I'll give it to him. So it's so since young, my son knows about empowering and he has like a say in almost everything. I would say I'll put it in this way. Yeah. It's not, yeah, so it's about talking to them as an adult as well, in a way, rather than because you are young, you don't understand, you don't know what is ongoing. Actually, it's not true. The kids are so sensitive with feelings. Then like last year itself, when I was teaching my school kids, my godfather passed on. And however, because I have already committed this number of sessions, I went down. I was feeling very down. I couldn't talk much, and I just told them, I said, I'm not feeling well. I do not wish to talk. However, the kids are aware that I'm actually not in a very good mood. I didn't say anything. I just said that I'm not feeling well. My throat is not well. They are aware, and I wanted to back out like at the last minute to not teach them. However, because it's a commitment, I already agreed to teach you guys, and I miss them as well. So I went down, and yeah, so this girl was very sweet. She said, "Teacher, are you okay?" And then the next class I went down, say, "Teacher, are you feeling better today?" So yeah, so they are aware. It's not that they are not. It's just that, I mean, we may think they are not. However, they are very, very, very aware. Even if like me and my husband quarrel, my boys knows about it as well. Yeah. So they can tell just from the way, or even we call it like energy, they can feel like, okay, like mommy is angry and daddy's upset or something like that. Yeah. It's just that they may not be able to express themselves well with the limited words that they can use. Yeah. So it's more of like actually just sometimes it's just about just showing your true self to your kids. If you're not able to even show your true self to your kids, then who can you show it to? You correct? What do you think, Juliana?
Yeah, totally. I'm hearing this word empowering a lot, and even though this session is right now called like financial literacy, it all boils down to empowerment, right?
Yes,
And yeah, definitely, the kids that we work with, yeah, of course we work with. They're not as young as Raphael, your child. We work with 5 years old and above, but
yes,
definitely they have an awareness about the teachers or their classmates' own feelings, even without any verbal communication, right? Yeah,
yes,
and we see a diverse range of kids. We have those kids who are able to express themselves, and we
yes,
also have kids who could definitely benefit more from actually expressing themselves.
yes,
And actually it's like what you said, right? It's what kind of environment do we want our kids to grow in, the
yes,
decisions that we let them make,
yes,
including expressing themselves, or to select the color of the vitagen they want to drink,
yes, yes.
or with money. Yeah,
Yes, correct.
yeah,
Yes.
or with
Yes,
money.
definitely. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So in classes itself, definitely with money itself, we teach them about choices as well. Yeah.
Mm,
So it's like it's all actually very fun learning because it's through video, and from the video itself that actually taught them actually so we actually can all make choices in what we want. At the same time
mm,
is that we compare our prices and we talk about alternatives as well. So these are some of the things that we will touch base on in class as well through the video.
mm, mm. Do you think parents of our students who will be attending your class, do you think they do you think they should join in? And
Uh,
um, yeah, I mean, I asked that it's more to see how can they support their child after your session with them.
So after the sessions itself, basically there will be actually worksheet that they need to do. And
Mm,
I think students who are more vocal, they will tell their parents of what actually have gone through in class, or what is
mm,
like being taught, or like when they are purchasing something, sometimes the vocal students was like, "Mommy, why don't you buy this, or why don't you buy that?" Like, so there will definitely will be questions. I mean, of that will be asked. If the parents could sit in to kind of like to understand what is actually being taught, and it will help them to cultivate a habit in them as well, and things
mm,
definitely will be much better. Yeah, so I mean, they don't need to really sit in. They could be doing something else, and then after that, just through the microphone and just listen out to what we are teaching as well. Is perfectly fine with me. Yeah.
mm. Okay, that's great. That's great. Um, I had a thought. I'd like to roll back to what you said about decision making by the child earlier.
Yes.
How do we balance this with letting kids decide what they want on their own versus also not at all not at all disagreeing with what they have chosen? I mean, we are talking about degree of freedom that is like totally free and then totally no choice. And on one end, you can imagine, what if the child chooses to have this and that and that and that and that, and
So I think when it comes to decision making, it's definitely, I mean, one of the questions is like definitely you will ask, why do you want this? What do you want
mm,
this for? Is this a need or is this a want? After the class itself, they will understand, oh, okay, this is actually my want. Yeah. Like why wow, what can you use it for? Is there something else better that can in replacement of this? Yeah.
mm,
So let's say if you were to only choose one of all the items, which one would you choose? Yeah. So these are some of the questions that parents could actually use to actually to ask them. Yeah.
mm,
And yeah, so this actually will like kind of like give them, it's like we all of us actually has our needs, and all of us definitely have our wants. So it's really sitting there and pondering whether is this like which is my priority. Yeah.
mm,
So is this a must to have it now? And what will I benefit out from that? Yeah.
mm,
So it's like, for example, toys. We definitely have a lot. I mean, as young kids, we definitely have a lot of toys that we want. So what is it that you want out from this toy? Like Yeah, so is it because it's I want to play with my friends, or is it because of like, oh, I can share it with my siblings? Yeah, so these are some of the questions that they can ask, even if like in classes itself. Okay, if their siblings who are coming in together, they may actually even ask each other like, Tessa, why do you want this? Coco, why do you want this? Like, is it a must? Yeah, so these are some of the things whereby it's actually quite interesting to
Mm.
see that they will be kind of like discussing with each other. So what really pushed me on to actually to continue to teach this financial literacy was also feedbacks from the teachers that says that, oh, I say you may think that you don't benefit because it's classes after classes and we can't really know what are they doing during recess time. And teachers will feedback to us. It says that you may think that you don't benefit, but before every time I think during lunchtime I see them asking each other, have you compared the price? Have you looked for alternative? Are you sure you want to eat chicken rice today? So these are some of the things that they will think about. Even like you ask them some of the things that's more relevant to school. Or did you actually decide which eraser to buy? What was the last thing that you purchased? So these are some of the
Mm.
things that they will. Oh, I last purchase will be a ruler. You see, oh, why do you buy that ruler? So these are questions that we'll ask. Or
Mm.
why don't you buy something that is a simple ruler, which may be actually much much of like a just simple design, is same function, everything. So then that would kind of like, oh, they never thought that we'll ask questions like that. So when they sit back, they will just,
Mm.
oh yeah, why didn't I buy that? I mean, of course, we respect their decisions to make the purchase, but at the same time, we are teaching them that, oh, why didn't you buy that? Yeah.
Mm.
So it's like to
Yeah.
understand them as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, sorry.
No, go ahead. This finish it.
Okay, it's just like for boys, they like Nerf gun. So
Yeah.
so Nerf gun, there's a lot of different design. So
Yeah.
it's like, why do you want a Nerf gun with 72 bullets to put in, or versus actually one that actually has maybe 48 bullets to put in? So these are some questions whereby you ask them, then at least you know what they're thinking. Did they actually have a thought process, or they just buy because
Mm.
they want to buy? Yeah, it's, at the same time, it's like you understand your children and also understand, why does he want it? Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, I like that. I was going to say something because I like the point where it is not so much like, oh, I buy the cheapest, right? But actually
Yes.
expanding their awareness to as to their own decision making process. Okay, oh, actually, why do I want that? Even
Yes.
sometimes I think adults may benefit from that too.
Yes, I do
Why
agree that.
do I want
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
Yes, I do agree that adults will benefit from this class itself. I mean, although it's more towards to kids because
Yeah.
of like the, unless you still have an inner child that is in you that really likes to have fun, which is part of me.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I mean the awareness. Yeah. I mean the
yeah,
awareness.
correct. Yeah, the awareness
Yeah.
of it is actually definitely will be beneficial. Yeah, it's
Mm.
just like when you choose a house. So why do you choose this location versus another location? And I mean,
Mm.
we may have a thought process. It's just that we don't speak out our thought process, and we don't even share with anybody other than maybe our spouse, or maybe we don't even share it with them. So
Mm.
so this actually allowed you to have your own thought process rather than just going head on with everything and doing anything. And yeah, so, and I mean, of course, if you, there may be some obstacles along the way as well, so at least
Mm.
you can still sit down and you can do some reflections of your own. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's great, Rachel. You know, I mean, this is not the first time I speak to you about this, and I mean,
Mm.
I've known you, I know you,
Yes.
and I know that you've been teaching it. So when I hear financial literacy, I do in my mind think that, oh, actually, it's about managing money, right? And it is, but today I found that it's more than that. It's more than though, for example, the idea of piggy bank is really nice. It's one way of managing money, right? One piggy bank for savings, one for donating, one for some other things. Um,
Yes.
but then I realized that actually the empowerment part comes in, right? Them being empowered to make a decision, and also like having space to make a mistake, make the wrong
Yes.
decision, so right, and then make a mistake and
Yes.
recover from there.
Yes.
Um, and then also being aware of the why surrounding the wants and needs.
Yes.
I thought that's pretty interesting.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I guess that's maybe actually an input of like all the places whereby I learn almost everything to actually to
Yeah.
come in, actually to share with them. So rather than just going through the slides and running through the class, which I guess anybody and everybody can do that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's more to me. Well, when I started off, this is I wanted to start off my own program. However, this
Mm.
is freely available, and that's why I was just deciding to actually to use this at the same time. It's really to help and to empower the kids. Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
That's great. I definitely look forward to be in your class next
Thank
week.
you.
And so are our kids. So are our kids.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
So thank you so much for this,
Thank you.
Rachel, and looking forward to see you next week in our class.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you for taking me on for this class, for the class as well. I'm looking forward to see all the students and also looking forward to see you as well.
Yeah. Thanks, Rachel. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye
Yeah.
bye.